I had to stand down here because I'm be Humpty Dumpty. I'll fall off this. And I won't do that in front of y'all. But I'm sitting here crying with every one of these folks that's been up here. Because I was there with them one time. I was raised in the church, knew nothing but the church. But he took care of me through this process. One of the things, I could go through my life and touch each age group within here, because I'm 68 years old, so I can cover up to 68 years. But there's one part that I really want to focus on, and I see young people right now. I got married late in life, in far as the people that was my age, 21 years old was old. And I was way behind, 4 or 5 years behind all my buddies. But I was raised to believe that God has somebody for everyone. If you'd be patient and you'd listen to him, he'd bring the right one to you. Young people understand that. It's okay to wait. It's okay to not jump into a marriage that you don't need to be in. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because if that man or that boy or that girl, just because they're really nice looking, they're buff and all this stuff, if they don't carry a Bible, if they don't go to the prayer room, if they don't talk godly and act godly, you need to stay away from it. You need to believe in it. You need to stay and make sure you watch their life before you give your life to them. And I'll tell you why that. My wife is sitting over there right now. I waited. All my buddies got married, and they pretty much were fixing to have children before I even dated. I didn't even date. I joke about it. I said I dated 3 girls, married the third one. Because I put it in God's hands. I said, God, I really believe there was going to be a girl fly from the sky and land right here, and that's who that's who I was supposed to marry. And it pretty much ended that way. It happened to be Denny's parking lot. But but she showed up that day, and as we talked, we actually had a background together from a very small child. Both of our dads worked for the same company. We had company picnics, and we both hung out at the Popsicle truck. And I didn't know that. After we talked, and I lived there at the Popsicle truck. Well, I did too. But you know something? She had a background that I was going to need later on in my life. That normally that marriage would not have made it. My tree roots were dead. The bark was sloughing from the tree. The last leaf was falling. But I had a wife that knew how to get on her knees and said, that is not going to happen in my family. And I'm going to tell you, if it wasn't for my wife, and if you know my wife, she is a prayer warrior, and she is not going to let up. And with that, our life has grown. We even spoke tonight. We had a little, what you call a bump in the road there for a while. But you know what? We didn't enjoy that. As a matter of fact, we don't even like to look back on it. But you know something, if we didn't have that, I don't know what we would have today. Because I'm going to tell you, since COVID, my whole life changed. You can ask her, and that's a whole different deal that you can talk to her. I have gone back to what the Lord promised me when I was a young man, as a young boy. And he gave it back to me at the very first day of lock-in. We celebrated a month and a quarter ago the last thing that needed to take place for God to use me. What he said he would use me when I was a child, he's going to use me now. Fully. And I owe it all to the wife that I married. So young people, stand back and look at the person that you're going to sit by. Look at the people that you're going to be running with. It's not that you can't win these people back, but you know what? if you don't work and you don't have a team together, you're going to be alone unless you got other folks helping you. But when you have a mate that is there in the same room that you are and is looking for the same thing that you're looking for, and you can walk in heaven and you can hold hands and we can worship God together, it's going to be worth it. So that's my testimony. Thank you.